guys an update on what's going on with Project Instinct or Vortex RP. Project Instinct. We'll call it Project Instinct. That's what we're going with. Okay, so we had a little map issue run in with one of our guys, and he kind of, I mean, he did an all right job, I guess. But for the level of quality that we're trying to get to you guys, it does not meet the bar, like at all. Hi, pumpkin. Sorry, it's my cat. So anyway, sweetheart, get over here. Okay. So right now I'm showing you the map itself that we were given, and it's very small. It is super fucking small. And this map runs at 70 to 80 FPS because it's not optimized. And like I said, it is a very rinky-dink map. It looks like most of the, like the grass here is more assets than anything. It's not suitable. We got it from him. It took a while to get, and it just did not. Like I said, it did not meet the bar of what we need. I don't know if you could imagine putting 10 players on this map, but I couldn't. This looks like maybe a 3v3 FPS shooter map, maybe, if that. And we're also having, well, I say we're having, there was also a issue with the scale. He showed a map earlier with the mall. This mall is the size of the automotive car dealership, which doesn't actually look like a car dealership. I don't know who ever. Yeah, it's usually a parking lot and it's full of cars, and it's not. The showroom kind of looks like one, sort of, not really. And then let's say this apartment building. You come in, you talk to the guy. Obviously, there's no furniture going on here. Talk to the guy, buy your apartment complex. Now, here is one of the biggest problems that I absolutely hate in all these fucking games is there's no fucking elevator. There needs to be an elevator. So, when we build the map and we build these apartment complexes, obviously the shitty ones will have stairs, like they normally would in your neighborhoods, that you have a shitty apartment with 13 floors and you will have to climb 13 floors of stairs or find the parking area or whatever. But, yeah, that's not suitable for a building like this. That's not acceptable. Climbing upstairs, that and there's one apartment per floor, which doesn't make any sense at all. This building should probably be about 4 times its size. This building doesn't even have stairs. Anyway, there's a lot of shit wrong with this map, and even though we could technically give this to Instinct and have him do all the mechanics and everything, it just would not meet the quota. It looks like shit. It performs like shit. Like I said, it jumps anywhere from 60 FPS to 120. And that's just in the editor. When I actually play through the map itself, it's a little lower. And then there's just blank spots here. There's no partition, nothing. So I have made the decision by myself here that we are throwing this map out the fucking door. It's not happening. So in that case, I have worked on this map. So this map is, we've seen this map before. I put it in a video. Moving at 32, bigger, bigger, bigger. So I have maximized this map as one single entity. And what I mean by that is that so Unreal Engine has this thing called well, here, let's do it this way. Let's come over here. Little snipping tool. I think I'm gonna have to, yeah. Hold on, give me a second. Hit that new button. Snippet tool. Okay, alright. So Let's go and edit this sucker here. Yeah, sure. Okay. So we have a map, right? And what Unreal Engine does is it has something called a partition system. So, for instance, everything is on a grid, right? So we have roads on a grid, etc., and so on. Um, and the grid will look. Oh Jesus Christ! I can draw. I can draw. I promise. Um, but so the grid will look something like this, roughly. I mean, obviously, it'll be actually squared. But so this is the grid, right? Now you have your player, right? Let's go ahead and do the orange. So your player is right here, say, right? What the partition does is it works a lot like GTA's version of line of sight, I guess, or portals that some people call them. So using a portal, right? If your player is looking in, let's get a better visual color here. Um, let's go with pink. Okay, so yeah, so if your character is looking in this direction, right, he's gonna have his line of sight. So it'll probably be something like this, right? And then maybe like that. And say we have the circle here, right? So depending upon his, and then he can see everything within the circle. So what happens is that when you load the level, it'll load this block, that block, and these blocks here, right? So you'll be able to see everything here. So like when you turn around, everything behind you, all these other blocks, like all these other blocks, well, I guess even those ones here, and these ones. So all this, right, the player won't see. It'll be unloaded for the player. Except for another player. Obviously, you'll see the other player anytime. Because, like, if he's shooting at you or whatever, you'll see all his bullets and whatnot. But the level itself will be at a minimum of basically nothing. So that way, everything runs a lot smoother. So, like, right now, I have this entire map with no partition going at 120 FPS. So, if you cut it down, you put in, textures, buildings, etc., and so on, this partition system, because it's low poly, it'll be a lot. See how it kind of jumped numbers there for a second, but actually that might have been just my computer. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because my internet connection is not the best. It's all right. It's good, but it's not. Anyway, so the so like I said, the map itself runs at 20 FPS altogether by itself. We're talking, we can see all of the fucking buildings at once. So, and then like the same would be for like, I don't know, if you're taking a jet or whatever, everything behind me in this partition thing, all this shit, if I'm like flying over the city, I won't be able to see it, right? Because it'll disappear, and then when I turn around, it'll reappear and make everything else disappear. That's kind of the base idea of the portal system or the world partition, right? And it's not implemented in this map right now. So the fact that this map runs at 120 FPS and it doesn't have a partition system in it, then that basically means with the partition system, there won't be an FPS problem at all whatsoever. Never, ever, ever. So that's kind of what I'm going for on the city. So this city in general, I was talking about doing the demo with different parts, like a smaller part of the city or whatever. And I think because I've already mapped this city out, And I've even done the roads or whatever. I think this is the one we're gonna use. If I can make this, I can't really make this any smaller. Because yeah, I mean, I guess I could, but no, not all the way. Anyway, so when you what am I trying to say? When you look at um, yeah, okay. So when you look at the city, there's a lot of buildings, houses, etc., and so on, and it'll obviously take time to do all those renderings and everything. So my proposition on this, especially the demo, is to like lock down a certain area for the demo, and basically have I don't know, like I want to say like an invisible wall, but not really an invisible wall. Um, More like what do you want to call it? Like a visible, I guess, a visible wall, like a force field or whatever around the town, just for the demo. And then as we expand the town, that force field will move backwards out into, eventually disappearing. Is that's kind of the idea. So that way we can have players play the game, in the demo or the pre-alpha, and then like they can have fun or whatever. And then when we update it, we'll update different chunks of the town carrying on. So we'll have like the central town, more to do here, more to do there, and then like mountains and all. We had like a water prison or whatever. We might put that in this little city on the island or like somewhere over here. Whatever we might do with it, but that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Just because right now it's really a lack of funds equaling time, and I say that because like the devs, we've got a million other things to do, like pay our rent and things. So the game is a priority, but it's not our number one priority right now. So the idea is that we get a playable demo, we get people to like enjoy it or whatever, and then like once the devs start making money, where we can work part time, um, at our job or whatever, and get supplemented pay for this, then this would be more like this would eventually turn into more of a full time job kind of thing to get all these cities pumped out, averaged out, etc., and so on. So I talked to one of our devs, and he was talking about how the GTA servers have anywhere between 32 and 256 players. I don't see why we can't, especially since the missions are different. The AIs is going to be different. So like, I guess it'll kind of run like GTA in a weird way. Um, it'll have player missions, but that's not really the most important thing. Because like in GTA you have the cops, so if you kill off some civilians, the cops automatically find you, kind of thing. Well, we have players that are cops, so the cop players, I guess, will communicate via radar or whatever. And I would assume if you did this in a smarter sense, you would have 50 cops, roughly, maybe more, and they would be hanging out in certain districts, driving their little cars, doing their little thing, and they would stick to a district, I guess. Um, that would make sense from a multiplayer perspective, but then again, players are players and they'll do what the hell they want to do, so that is also on the table. Um, and then you have your fast food places, etc., and so on. But this map in particular is what I want to go for, and like I said, it's running at 120 FPS right now. And with the partition, I would possibly, honestly, you know what? Hold on, let me just select everything here. Where was that? Let's do this. Okay. And let's do... Oh, oh wow, that is a big ass map. Hold up. Hold up. Okay. Okay, so we're at 120, and we can just boom. We're still at 120. Boom. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So, and like I said, it's so this map is maxed, and I've just literally, where's my UE5 map? Yeah. So we have 8 cities, quote unquote. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete these, but 8 cities this size, at like I said, 120 FPS, and this is a maximized block out. So obviously it'll change a little bit on the FPS, but honestly not much. So, and that's without the partition system. So what I'm basically saying here is that if we can get a server big enough, and we're talking like a main server, you know, where we can put in with the partition, and because it's mid poly, you could probably easily get 1,000 players on this map, like a World of Warcraft kind of thing. Have 10,000 players playing all at once. That is a possibility, and but I mean that's obviously later in the future, and all of that nonsense. But dog, stop, sit. But yeah, it is a possibility to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this map for now, and then we'll be replacing buildings, etc. and so on. And the demo, like I said, you'll be able to see a lot of the city, but it won't be done. So when you're like looking into the horizon or something, you'll see all these cities, but they'll just be white on the outside, and you'll see like the green grass and the mountains and stuff like that. But for the most part, they won't be accessible until we expand. That way, you can get a gauge of how big the city actually is. But yeah, and then like as the game goes on between the alpha and the beta, we'll be fleshing out more buildings, being paid more, and having the devs have more time. We'll also be able to hire other devs to create bigger things, different missions, etc. and so on. And then we can go from there. But no, we can honestly make this map huge as shit. Like I said, it takes you about I want to say it takes 7 minutes going from one side to the other, and that's at 30. That's the maximum speed that the Unreal Engine allows you to go, which is about an equivalent to, I don't know, I think it's like 6 hours or something to get from one side to the other. I might be wrong with that. Maybe it's like almost a day. I don't know, but it's fucking huge. So yeah, so that's the update that I wanted to give you guys, is that we won't be using the map that was given to us. It's shit. You guys deserve better than that. And I am sorry that took us forever to fucking wait there and like try to put that up. Don't roast the guy for it. It's not really his fault. He's just not a level designer. He's a modeler, so it's different. But so city-wise, bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna pump this motherfucker out. We got devs working on buildings right now. We'll integrate them. We'll get the partition system going in. And we might actually do like a walk around, and just kind of release it to the players just as a, see how they like the city kind of thing. They can like, it'd be like a walking simulator. And it won't be very interesting, to be honest, but like you'll be able to like look at all the cool stuff and go into the buildings and all that shit. Just, the mechanics won't be there because we need, all that implemented and all that stuff. That's and we're talking before the demo. So it'll come out, and you'll be able to look through the city and all that kind of cool shit. Or we'll take like some pictures of it and post it up, what kind of districts, and like I said, this game is for you guys. So whatever the fuck you want to put in it, like if you want, like I said, somebody was talking about like a prison on an island, a cemetery with like some dead developers in there. I could think of a couple right off the top of my head, but and then districts. If you guys want like an Asian district, or you want like a Korean district specifically, or whatever the hell you want, let us know. That is the whole point of the what channel is it? The map suggestion channel. So go in there, say what kind of district you want, what kind of buildings you want, all of that shit, and we're gonna eventually make that happen. Obviously, there's gonna be some weird shit posted in there, and I mean, I can't put Mars as part of this. I mean, I guess I could, but keep it sane for the most part. Uh, but yeah, we might do something like that, and honestly, we might even have something like, I don't know, a super drug or something that you can get and basically fly around like fucking Superman if you really wanted to. I mean, sky's the limit on that. But that suggestion, that map suggestion thing or whatever, that is 100% you guys, and like make sure that that is what we're doing. Because like I said, the game's for you. We've kind of already got the same idea. That's like, yeah, we would like a game that kind of works like this or whatever. But to make this an actual game that you want to go in, you want to play, list us what you want to be able to do in it. What district you want, what kind of buildings. Do you want like a big ass Capitol building? Would you like a countryside cabin? Would you like sporting events, all that kind of shit? Like, throw it in there. Just throw it in there, and we'll go through it. I'm already making a list, so here's my list. So, player suggestion. Every time I see something different, it's going on this fucking list, and yeah. So we'll just be adding shit, blah 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 blah, and then make the thing. But like I said, we'll probably do a walk-in or like show you guys different districts and things like that. And then we might have a small downloadable file that you can like go off, explore the city. Obviously, the mechanics of the gameplay is not actually going to be there. It's more like just to kind of get the feel of it. And then like once the demo comes out, that's when the mechanics are implemented. That's when the online mode is implemented. And then we're just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until we find out what the fuck the stopping point is eventually. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to let you guys know. What we're kind of working on, or what we're kind of working with. And like I said, I got the network is stable, 120 FPS. I can make this map 8 times without it even flinching. So that's, and like I said, that's before the whole, partition thing. So, let's get her done, I guess, man. That's the video. If you guys have any questions, this is Hawaii This Punch, so just feel free to ask me anything that you want to ask me. Please, because we're in development, don't ask me something really stupid. I mean, I know that you guys like trolling around or whatever, but it's better if we have a better response for like the serious questions, And I'm not saying like every question's stupid. Like, I'm not saying there's such thing as a stupid question, because I mean, honestly, there is such thing as a stupid question. But my big thing is that because like we're developing or whatever, try to leave the developers alone for the most part. I mean, if you have like, obviously if you have questions about like systems, or like maybe you want to implement something, or something of that sort, like, yeah, ping us, let us know. Because like I said, the game's for you, but we do need to actually concentrate on slapping this together. So that's, give us a little space if possible. But yeah, we will get this out, and we will start doing actual fucking updates. We got a small little video coming pretty soon on like some of the development stuff that we're implementing. But like I said, I trashed that fucking map. New one. Call it a day. Bada bing, bada boom. Anyway, talk to you guys later.